Update on the hot chip challenge. Next week's show, hot chip challenge. Confirmed. Hailey is the loser. The end. Do you have any comments before we move on from that?
I not only lost, but I lost my dignity as well, and all confidence in my ability to understand college basketball. And I think it's rigged. I think the whole thing was rigged. I think Kendra rigged it. She's too good. She's been too good for too long.
I just think it's awesome that Tyler beat you
And
by picking cats.
I beat you by picking cats and also by my incredible reverse jinx.
yeah,
It worked
I think that
flawlessly.
I didn't
As
talk
soon
to
as I
Tyler
put
for
money
2
on
days.
Alabama and UCLA, they lost, and that's just the power that I have.
I did not talk to Tyler for 2 days after that happened.
I'm the most powerful man in the universe.
He tried
You
calling me, and
might
I was
be.
like, I will not answer. I'm like, I'm not going to talk to you about this.
Oh God.
But yeah, so stay tuned. I'm really. Oh no, for real though, I had a ton of fun. Kendra, you are so good at this. Tyler, genius cat moves. Stupidest bracket I've ever seen, but that just goes to show how the tourney goes. Shout out to
the
UConn.
reverse
Love
Uno.
that for them. Love that for them.
I think that this, I don't have a ton to say. I feel like it's kind of everyone's thrown their 2 cents out there by now. I just have to say, this was the weirdest tournament I have ever experienced in my entire life. Like, we grew up in the era of like Blue Buds dominating everything, always have, always will. Like, that was just the thought process behind it. And now, like, what the fuck did we just watch from start to finish that entire season? I don't know. It felt, I mean, and that's the thing too, like a lot of people's analysis of it before it started was that there was no clear favorite, like anyone could win, because for the first time in a long time, like there wasn't an expected domination from someone. And I think that we've said this before, I think that obviously goes out to how much kids can transfer or how quickly the kids will go to the league now. And I don't disagree with any of that, but like that's the reason that I think that there's so much turnover on teams and stuff. I had a lot of fun. I think that personally, as we did put in our notes that the women's tournament was a lot more fun to watch, and I would agree with that. But I will say I do kind of, as much as this wasn't my favorite tournament, I did enjoy the chaos about it and the fact that like it didn't matter who you thought was going to win or who you thought was better. It was just chaos from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest takeaway was, it's super unpredictable. And especially in the way that these conferences are organized now, I think we're really starting to see like as things shift and change, and with the transfer portal and the ability for these players to move around and really help build programs that haven't been as dominant in the tournament in the past get to these crazy, 16-8 rounds. It just keeps it interesting. And, as much as my bracket lost, like I had a ton of fun just watching Furman and teams like that were able to kind of come and, make an impact and just mess everybody up. It wasn't just me that lost, it was like everybody's brackets got busted in the first 2 rounds, basically. And then just obviously huge win for LSU and the women's side of things. Their game averaged 9.92 million viewers, peaked at almost 13 million. It's the most watched women's college basketball game and the most streamed sporting event. So anything for women's or men's on ESPN Plus. So super cool. Love that we were able to highlight women in sports and women broadcasting. And I think that was great to have the whole championship and Final Four hosted by I think there was one male commentator on the side. But I think for the main desk, it was 3 women and 3 women of color at that. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
The broadcasting team did awesome.
Dude, their broadcasting team was awesome. They were insightful. They were funny.
Yep.
I love that they brought a lot of like the fashion piece into it as like what they were wearing, what coaches were wearing. It was awesome. And it's like, I love that it was such a success for the women's side of things, because there's been so much going on with that the last like few years with all this controversy with their workout rooms and equipment not being the same, their dining hall food not being the same, the travel not being the same, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I think it's cool that we're finally getting to see like the value that women's sports have and that they've had that people just haven't been able to notice because the treatment hasn't been the same. And I don't really give a shit if guys don't care about fashion and stuff like that. I think it's awesome that it's like highlighting women in a male dominated space, and the way that you and I would sit here and talk about sports or talk about, you know, fashion on a red carpet for something sports related or the ESPYs or whatever. It's like people care about that stuff. And I thought that the production and the commentary was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I completely agree. And everyone was serving absolute looks. So shout out to everybody's, especially the ESPN styling team. They did a great job. They did an absolutely great job. So bravo. Know that it does not go unnoticed or unappreciated.
Everyone clap.
Everyone clap. Let's give it up. So shout out.
Tea party segment as we kind of wrap things up here. I wanted to talk about the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark ring flash and the invite to the White House thing really quick. As far as the ring flash debate goes, all I have to say is that if this were dudes, we would not be having any of these conversations at all. Yeah. And that's where I stand on that, because I believe it. Yeah, it probably would have been like a clip highlight that got posted to ESPN and Barstool, like talk your shit, whatever. But it's the fact that it's women is that it blew up and it's disrespectful or what have you.
Yeah.
That's my only comment there. Other thing, I do believe that it is the team who wins the championship's privilege to go to the White House. That being said, I think that it should be continued to be that way. But I also think that this whole thing with Jill inviting both teams has been so blown out of proportion. Like, I get that like sports fans, it's a big thing. It's an honor. It's a privilege, whatever. But that being said, like, do we know that she knows that? Or, you know, like, I just think that it's just decline it. Who cares? Like, it's not that big. Like, it's a big deal, but like, it just got blown so out of proportion, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel.
I don't even know. Did she actually invite them, or did she just say that, oh, I wish we could invite both teams because it was such a good game?
She said that she thinks both teams should be.
So I just feel like that's a throwaway line to like appease both fan bases. I don't think she was like actually inviting both of them. But I don't know. I think it was blown out of proportion too.
Yeah. Like, I don't care which side you support, don't support,
also,
whatever.
Just the fact that we're inviting, I think it's just weird to invite sports teams to the White House after they win a championship.
That's how it's
why
always
are we doing
been.
that? Why are we doing always been? But even if we have always been doing it, why have we always been doing it?
Well, the thing that's interesting is we've always been doing it, and it hasn't been an issue until recently, obviously, with our previous administration, where people don't want to go. And I think, you know, Angel came out today and said she will be going. She plans on going with the rest of the LSU team, which I think is the right decision. But I agree, Tyler. I don't know why I guess like, now. How did this start? Why does it have so much weight, right?
Who cares? If I were on either of these teams, I would not want to be on. Oh, you got to go to the White House. I got to dress up. I got to go kiss.
Well, I mean, it's
hands,
cool.
kiss babies. I don't want to do that.
Babies.
Cool.
Maybe it's because I grew up in the DC area.
Yeah, I mean,
and
coming from an outsider perspective, I'm like, I would do that. That sounds awesome.
I could not care less about DC.